Hello, beautiful tribe. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, where we speak all things spiritual wisdom. I'm not entirely sure where today's reading is going, but I've been asked to trust the process. So, speaking of trusting the process, I've just come back from a week off. I traveled down to Victoria to attend a beautiful retreat that was held by two gorgeous ladies from Lighthouse Soul Journeys that I had booked at the start of this year, not quite thinking through my timings because it is the busiest time of the year. And the last few weeks and even just before I was boarding my flight, I was thinking I am batshit crazy for taking time off in the middle of my busiest period to retreat. Even though I had this huge to-do list, this humongous schedule, I had so much that I need to do and still need to do. And I decided to take a week off and disappear into the middle of the bush. But I realized when I got there and I grounded myself into that retreat space that it was exactly where I needed to be. It was exactly what I needed. And I'm so grateful that I trusted the process. And because I was so close to cancelling as well. But I'm so grateful I kept to the arrangements and I did go and retreat and reset because like I said, it was exactly what I needed. And I speak for most of us, I would think that, December's a very chaotic month for most of us, and all of us tend to burn our candles at both ends, running around with schedules, trying to close out everything before the year ends with work, Christmas shopping, Christmas trees, family, kids, Christmas presents, all of it is happening, all at once. And we tend to put our schedules before ourselves. So we're being asked by Spirit this week to stop, retreat, and reset. I actually want to read the message from a card that I've pulled. And the message is, if the world feels overwhelming or intense, know that hands of light are upon you now. Take a moment to retreat to a safe place to cleanse and recharge your energy. Don't feel guilty about it. You don't need to be constantly in the limelight or in the service of others. This is not a time to sacrifice your own well-being in order to serve others. So I think that this message is absolutely perfect for this time of year. Because like I said, we tend to put our to-do lists in front of our well-being. We tend to put the to-do list as a priority before ourselves, is what I'm trying to say. And Spirit's explaining that we've had a huge year. Like, we have done an incredible amount of work this year alone in preparation for the next few years. Spirit's explaining that there's a lot that's happened this year, right? And I've seen it as a theme throughout a lot of my conversations with my clients, with my friends and family, that one of the biggest themes that have played out this year is cleansing, clearing, and releasing of not only this lifetime's trauma, but especially past life traumas. There's been an overarching theme of releasing past life traumas this year. We've done a lot of work. There's no doubt about it, right? And the last few months have been super intense, with a lot of light codes, a lot of light activations, a lot of light codes entering and anchoring not only in the with the earth, because she's essentially her own being, but all of us, through the form of solar activity. So we've been bombarded with solar flares, solar storms, solar winds, and that has just basically burnt most of us out. And you know, I actually wanted to share an analogy that I read off a friend's post, and basically what he said, or how he referred it to, is us being a 8-watt light bulb and the incoming electricity at 100 watts. Generally what happens, and excuse my terminology because I'm obviously not an electrician, right? So essentially what happens is, if you've got a 8-watt light bulb and you've got 100 watts of electricity coming in, that's way too much energy for this 8-watt light bulb. So the power board will basically short circuit. It will trip to turn everything off. Otherwise it will set itself on fire, right? So he explained that it's basically the same process. The incoming energy has been so high that it's short-circuited most of us, and that explains why we've all felt extremely fatigued. Most of us have needed to pass out most days, because the energies have been super intense, super dense, very heavy, and we've needed a lot of rest. So what Spirit is explaining is that it is absolutely essential, it's critical to allow these new energies and these new light codes, frequencies that are coming in, time to integrate and anchor into our bodies. And the only way to do that is really stopping, retreating, and resetting. So that's what we're being asked to do. And it's curious also, because what I realized before I jumped on is we've got a Mercury Retrograde happening on the 13th, which I think is next week sometime. And Mercury retrogrades is absolutely perfectly synchronized with what Spirit has come through with their message, right? So it's essentially a time period where we go inwards. A retrograde is an introspective time to allow us to go inwards and evaluate. Mercury is the planet of communication, so evaluate the way that we communicate, the way that we express ourselves. It's basically thinking before speaking. And when you think of, you know, Christmas and the interaction with family members and so forth, we feel super comfortable with expressing ourselves with our loved ones, and sometimes that expression can get quite heated. So by stopping and resetting, it will allow you to collaborate almost your being and center yourself in preparation for these holiday periods. So we are being asked this week to stop. And I keep repeating myself because Spirit keeps repeating the same message. Stop, retreat, and reset. And retreating into nature is a perfect way to do it, right? Connecting with the rivers, connecting with the forest, connecting with the oceans. The salt water is a perfect way to cleanse and clear your physical form. The salt will basically extract all the stress, all the anxiety, all the negativity from your body. That's why you feel so good after you go to the beach. It's essentially a reset, right? So take time out of your crazy busy schedule, because we all have them, to put yourself first, to put yourself as priority, and to put yourself before your schedule. This is the message from Spirit today. So shine your light, shine as bright as you can. You are absolutely fabulous and amazing. And just allow yourself the time that you need before more crazy happens. Basically, we're being prepared for some pretty spectacular times to come. Next year, a lot of us are going to really be illuminating our paths and the reason for our purpose here. So a lot of the work that we've done this year is in preparation for the years to come. And just remember that you've chosen to be here at this exact time in history, right? You're not here by accident. You are here to make changes, not only for the world, really. It's not by accident that you're here, and it's not by accident that you're experiencing the time and energy changes of the entire world. You're here to essentially help and guide others into this new way of life and new way of living by leading by example, and staying within your own light and sharing that light with others. So stay illuminated. I think is a beautiful and fitting message. Rest when you need to. Take the time out to prioritize yourself and allow yourself the time that's needed to reset. Yeah? So I hope you resonated with that message. Please feel free to leave some comments if you have any questions. But I will see you all next week. So much love, peace, and good vibes to all of you.